Good afternoon. I'm Kelly Prather, and this is the Magnolia Council's 12th Annual Spirit of Hope Luncheon, an afternoon of gratitude. Today, we're talking all about gratitude, the act of being thankful, appreciation, recognition, acknowledgement for kindness. Feelings shared by those involved with Tower Cancer Research Foundation and the Magnolia Council. Cancer survivors were hit particularly hard by the isolation and disruption brought about by COVID. Our Patty Stein meets with some of our Magnolia House instructors who have been working tirelessly to bring more than 130 classes, workshops, and services each month to cancer survivors all over the world. Beth Gorin will introduce us to honoree Cathy DeRoy, the current president and a founding member of the Magnolia Council. She turned the gratitude she felt towards Tower Cancer Research Foundation into a mission to expand Tower's reach and services. Next, an unforeseen benefit of demonstrating gratitude. When you give to others, you too can feel the rewards. Shelley Warsofsky talks with honoree philanthropist Pam Kluft about how her commitment to the community brings blessings to herself as well as those in need. And finally, we honor Dr. Alice Chung, a brilliant surgeon and researcher. Our very own Nancy Mishkin will speak with Dr. Chung about her experience in the fight against breast cancer and the latest breakthroughs for which we can all be very grateful. So thank you for joining us today as we have put together an inspirational program to leave you feeling grateful and inspired. This is the Magnolia Council's Spirit of Hope Luncheon. What would our Magnolia House be without the dedicated instructors who impact the lives of countless cancer patients every day, and are this year's Spirit of Hope honorees? Our Patty Stein visits the amazing Magnolia House.
A patient hears the dreaded words, "You have cancer," and every thought first goes to fixing the body. Then you're in the thick of it, surgery, treatment, pain, exhaustion. But to really recover, patients need to address their emotional health as well as their physical needs. And that's where the instructors of Magnolia House come in. They provide the tools and community needed to make those cancer patients feel whole. In the spirit of gratitude, we celebrate those individuals whose behind-the-scenes dedication to the Magnolia House mission ensures cancer patients always have a place to turn to heal the mind, body, and spirit.
You really can't get through cancer both physically and emotionally on your own. You do need support, and Magnolia House, has provided that support.
Magnolia House is an integrative mind-body wellness program offering classes, workshops, services, educational opportunities for cancer patients and survivors, all offered for free. The programs at Magnolia House aren't just about physical healing. They're about the mind, the body, the psychological healing that takes place.
When you hear those three words from your physician that you have cancer, it just changes everything. You're on a whole new path, new problems, stress, am I going to survive? Am I going to be in a lot of pain? When I first started talking to Megan and Kelly and the people here before I even took classes, it was just an instant realization that Magnolia House is, we can help. And they certainly can.
These people have gone through so much, but they also still want to keep learning and keep improving.
Because I think we've seen now with cancer rehab, there's so much more than just surviving. So now we're into thriving as well.
May is just outstanding. You just feel an instant trust and connection. As with all the Magnolia House, staff and other instructors, I've also been working with Cynthia on the individual therapy side of things, which is the other half of surviving cancer, the physical part and the emotional, mental part.
Each of our instructors have this different element to them that they bring to Magnolia House, and it creates this full program.
There's a lot that you go through in the medical system where you're being told things that you can't do anymore or things to watch out for. So it's great for us to be able to then swoop in and help you, to show you all the things that you can actually do again. Good morning, everybody. Hello, happy Tuesday. Tap your foot, reach behind to get a long stretch through your back as well.
We were really, really nervous about what would happen when we had to close the doors when the pandemic hit. And thankfully, we were able to quickly transition online very smoothly, very quickly. We could not have done that without the most tremendous instructors that we have.
The communal aspect is really awesome to have, especially during the online times.
People have always expressed how grateful they are to have this program, especially during COVID, to be able to still do things from home. There is that sense of community. A lot of people love to come on and see their friends that they haven't been seeing.
You know, you realize you're not as alone, you're not as different, that people in different stages, go through the same thing.
We have such an array of programming that we have been able to enhance and expand during the pandemic. It is really appropriate to honor our instructors with the Spirit of Hope Award because they go above and beyond for our participants. Something that's really special about our Magnolia House instructors is the sense of belonging that they bring to our participants when they come to class. They create such a sense of community, an environment that generates friendship, the ability for each and every person to just be themselves. It's really something that is so special and so unique and nothing that I've ever seen before. It's not only the gratitude that comes from Tower, but it's also the gratitude that comes from the participants, that their lives are truly changed. They're healed, they're strengthened, they're supported, they're comforted. They're feeling like a whole new version of themselves because of these instructors.
Very grateful just to have this opportunity to help people realize their potential to their fullest.
The word hope is so powerful, and it's what our instructors bring to our participants.
On behalf of all the instructors, we feel very, very grateful for receiving the Spirit of Hope Award. Thank you so much for recognizing our efforts. But again, it is our pleasure to be doing this. We are so, so grateful just to be able to have Magnolia House and have this platform in which we can teach people and help them through their journey. So we actually really appreciate you. Thank you.
I feel like it's an honor that they deserve every single day.
You just can't say enough words about Magnolia House and how that really impacts your life. It saved me.
Cancer has affected each of us in different ways, and as a result, all of us have reason to feel grateful to the Tower Cancer family. At 36 years old, I found a tumor in my breast during a self-examination. The follow-up PET scan identified a second, more aggressive tumor on the other side. I was diagnosed with stage 2 bilateral breast cancer. And when you receive that diagnosis, your entire world is hyper-focused into one goal: surviving. Through 16 weeks of chemo and more than 30 rounds of radiation, I recognized the level of care I was receiving, and I knew I would be forever indebted to the Tower Cancer family. I've always referred to my cancer journey as a gift. It introduced me to the incredible doctors, staff, and patients that make Tower what it is. It is truly an honor to be part of the Tower Cancer and Magnolia Council family. Whatever led you here, we are thankful for your support and hope that generosity brings you positive benefits as well. Next, Beth Gorin introduces us to a woman whose selfless dedication to the Magnolia Council serves as an inspiration to many. Let's meet our next honoree, Cathy DeRoy.
Every organization has its origin story, and for the Magnolia Council, one of the heroes of that story is Cathy DeRoy. When Cathy saw the care her parents received through the Tower team, she didn't just say a polite thank you. Instead, she showed her gratitude in a way that would have an impact on countless future patients. As a founding member and current president of the Magnolia Council, Cathy has given her time, devotion, and love to Tower cancer research. And in turn, we owe her a debt of gratitude.
When I retired from the practice of law, I was looking for some place to be able to give back. Little did I know that my timing was such that I'd be involved in the Magnolia Council from its inception. I'd spent years accompanying my parents to their respective appointments with Dr. Hamburg and Dr. McAndrew. And I was so impressed and moved by that experience, and everybody involved in that office was so sensitive and personal, and just it was such a compelling experience that it was obvious to me Tower was going to be the perfect fit for me. And you all were already thinking about forming what became the Magnolia Council, so it just worked.
I've been asked many times, what is the Magnolia Council?
I always say that the Magnolia Council is this fierce group of dynamic women volunteers who are so committed to raising money to defeat cancer in lots of different ways. It's such a creative and resourceful and dedicated bunch of women. It's been the privilege of my life to feel like I'm in a leadership role in this group. We've already funded one $500,000 senior investigator grant. We're into funding our second. And the crown jewel of the Magnolia Council, wouldn't you agree, is helping to fund the incredible programs at the Magnolia House. Participants tell us all the time how it's a lifeline for them, and it's a place where they derive a sense of community and empowerment so that they know they're not alone. It's been life-altering for them, and how can you not be, aren't you just proud and moved by what our impact in the real world has been? If only the Magnolia House or something like it existed when my parents were going through their cancer, it would have been life-changing for them.
Cathy, you are getting this incredible award today. How do you feel about it?
I feel like there must be some mistake.
There isn't, for sure.
Well, it was so funny when you all told me, because I knew the program was going to be about gratitude. It never dawned on me that you would want to show gratitude to me. And it's ironic because I'm the one who's so grateful for having been a part of this all these years. And to be honored for it feels amazing.
Well, we are so grateful that you have become a part of us, and we love you.
Oh, I love you.
Some believe that gratitude is important because it helps us see a world much bigger than ourselves. Today, Shelley Wasowski talks with honoree Pam Kluft about how honoring loved ones has helped her turn tragic loss into a lasting tribute to their memories.
They say that every cloud has a silver lining. This phrase totally encapsulates Pam Kluft's strength to turn life's unexpected tragedies into something positive. After suicide claimed the life of her sister, she dedicated her time and energy to destigmatizing suicide. When cancer claimed the lives of her parents and her husband, she turned that same energy to helping those affected by that disease by becoming a generous supporter of the mission of Tower Cancer Research Foundation and the Magnolia Council.
When my husband was first diagnosed with cancer in 2009, I was sitting in the office and I saw this paperwork about the Magnolias. They were just beginning. And I was too hesitant myself to get involved. Because, in the beginning, when you hear the word cancer, if you say the word out loud, then it becomes real. If you don't talk about it, then it's not happening. I wasn't ready for it yet. Part of why I did get more involved in the Magnolias is my dear friend, Julie Shames, became a member of the Magnolia Council, and she's a breast cancer survivor herself. And I think just her passion towards the Magnolia Council and all that it does really did bring me in. And I thought, this is a beautiful, beautiful organization. And the vibrancy, the love, and the heart. Any organization that has a heart is where I want to be, that they actually care about who the recipients are and what they can do.
The fund that you've created in your husband's honor at Tower, how do you think he would feel today knowing what you're doing and how you're honoring him?
He'd be proud. He'd be very proud. Donating in Earl's memory, it was like, how do we make something special for men? And how do we make them feel a little bit more open to feel comfortable coming to some place and sharing and relating to other men that have gone through maybe not the exact same kind of cancer, but cancer and how cancer changes your life. I really do think men, women, children, they need a support group. Even one buddy that says, I've been there, I know what you're feeling. And it would probably warm his heart to know that others can benefit and not maybe being so alone. Little acts of kindness. You don't really realize when you do them how they're going to magnify. And you think you're doing things to help other people, but what you do realize in the process of giving physically of yourself, donating money, you become the recipient of so much more than just the gift itself. And it feels so important when you see just a tiny little bit of something you've done become something greater. And I think if everybody could just do a tiny little bit of something outside of themselves, things would grow and grow and grow.
So, how do you feel about receiving the Spirit of Hope Award?
Well, I feel, first of all, very honored because I'm being recognized by my community, my peers. The word hope means so very much to me because till the last day he was here, he did not give up hope. Hope is one of the key things in life. Spirit is a very strong word also. Even when someone passes away, we feel their spirit for many, many, many generations after. So I feel, like I said, honored and proud to have two very powerful words put together. And then, of course, the main thing, gratitude. And I have gratitude for this incredible organization, for being there, for taking care of so many people in our community, and for all they've done for me.
And we are so grateful to you.
The science of cancer research is arguably the most important part of Tower Cancer. Tower's support of upstart cancer researchers may be unlocking the future of treatment.
You're giving to an organization that has a track record of funding incredibly successful, incredibly important research. And the most important thing is that all this incredible research is happening right here in your own community, in your own community hospitals.
Having the support of Tower Research Foundation is a phenomenal thing for me, especially someone who's young and just getting started. I have lots of ideas.
Tower came in at a to my career at a really critical point. Really provided, affirmation of the idea.
Tower Cancer Research Foundation was instrumental in the approval of 15 new therapeutics for patients across the globe.
What my research focused on and what I came to Tower to work with is what are some of the ways in which these cells age over time at the DNA level. The term for that is what's called epigenetics. What we found was that patients that responded better had a lack of some of these DNA aging markers. Because these are genetically engineered cells, we have some degree of control over how these cells are genetically engineered. This is an approach that hasn't been studied anywhere else in the world.
The overarching theme of what I do is to study how we're going to use immunotherapy, which harnesses the body's own immune system to fight cancer, to fight breast cancer and all different stages of breast cancer. So if you get it working properly in the way that we all envision it in theory to work, you can retrain your body to recognize tumor cells as foreign and to eliminate them for your lifetime. The idea of immunologic memory is very powerful. And if we can really find a way to be successful in our efforts, and we can use this type of therapy for all different stages and different subtypes of breast cancer, we can make a huge difference in long-term outcomes.
Material science is the science of stuff. Everything in the universe is made out of stuff. Your body is just a different kind of material, a smart material, if you will. Nanotechnology in this context is the science of small. So we want to create the smallest tools possible that can basically interact with cells at the level of the machinery within inside your cells or a cancer cell that is causing it to misbehave. If you shrink the diameter of a piece of hair by about 5,000 times, that's the scale of the tool that we're talking about. Having a diverse toolkit is going to help scientists and physicians ultimately attack these diseases in the most effective way possible.
The money that I received from the Tower Cancer Research Foundation funded me for 1 year, and in that year we were able to design, complete, and write up all the experimental data. We were able to get it published in a top-tier, high-impact cancer research journal, and also a lot of the research service preliminary data, which I used to receive further funding from the NIH and National Cancer Institute. So it's really no exaggeration to say that it made a profound difference, both in the work and also in my future funding opportunities, for sure.
So once we were able to get that initial seed funding from Tower, that $100,000 really enabled us to develop the core part of the technology that led to this amazing NIH award called the Director's Early Independence Award. It's really awesome to me because only 10 or 11 people in the country across all NIH institutes get this award. $1.25 million over 5 years to really take our ideas to the next level.
What I'm doing right now, I have my own space, I am building my own team, basically developing my own independence at that point. And none of that would really be possible without having a major academic paper published, without having major governmental funding from the NIH, the NCI. None of that really is possible without that first step and that first bit of funding.
It's hard to watch people who get really sick, and and many of my patients do pass away. And my mom passed away, so I've been on that side of it, and it is very sad, and it can be very depressing. But on the other side of it, there are a lot of patients who we save, and a lot of people who we cure. And I think that's the other part of me that really enjoys the research, is what also keeps me from burning out. It kind of constantly gives me hope that there's something more.
Well, the fantasy is we've healed your child from a cancer that traditionally has no success rate right now. And if we and my research group can in any way help enable those conversations to happen, then we've done our job.
Now, our Nancy Mishkin will introduce us to our next honoree, someone to whom many of us feel grateful. Dr. Alice Chung is a surgeon who specializes in benign and malignant breast disease. Nancy discusses the latest breakthroughs and treatments with honoree, Dr. Alice Chung.
Cancer diagnosed 20 years ago would not be treated the same as cancer today, which won't look the same as cancer treatment 20 years from now. And with each change comes a better quality of life during treatment and improved statistics for survival. That's why we feel tremendous gratitude toward all the researchers out there. Today, the Magnolias are proud to honor Dr. Alice Chung, who is on the front line treating patients daily, as well as continuing a commitment to research.
I'm a breast surgeon, breast surgical oncologist, so I take care of women with benign and malignant disease. I do research. I have a research interest in the surgical management of breast cancer, and I have a teaching position at Cedars as well. It's a lot of different areas that keep me busy. My father was really an inspiration. I mean, he's a wonderful human being, but also a wonderful surgeon. Ever since I was, a kid, I always admired him and wanted to be like him. He was a general surgeon. My mother was a nurse. I have 3 sisters, and they are all physicians. We're 4 girls, and we're all doctors. My career has really been focused on patient care. I really find it very rewarding to take care of patients, do surgery and treat their cancer and let them move on. But another aspect of my career has been research, which is, a different path that I find very exciting because it keeps me on the cutting edge of medicine, and I learn a lot more about what's going on in my field by doing the research, and to have the opportunity to carry the field forward. Breast cancer treatment has come a long way. Cancer treatment in general has come, a very long way over the years, and we rely on the research to make those strides, and the research wouldn't be possible without funding.
And we've gotten some unbelievable grant requests. We sit there and we can only give so many, and we just wish we had more money because they all sound so wonderful.
That's the thing, is that because the federal funding has gone down pretty dramatically over the last few years, researchers are really relying on organizations like the Magnolia Council for funding. On the patient side of things, what the Magnolia Council is doing is a wonderful thing. Like you said, it's grown immensely over the years.
I felt when I finished my therapy that I was alone and wanted a community. And everyone who comes through the doors, I think, feels the same way.
And as a physician who treats cancer, we know that the healing doesn't end after the medicine is done. But at the same time, we've been trained in our fields, and so what the Magnolia House is providing is a different arena for healing that is beyond medicine.
Exactly. That's exactly what we're doing.
I do see patients in follow-up. I see them once their treatment is done. I see them every 6 months for a few years, and then every year. And I do have patients even 6 months out, or even a couple of years out, still saying, now that it's all done, I feel an emptiness, or I feel like I need some guidance, or how do I establish the new me? I am grateful for an organization like the Magnolia House. It's not something that I can provide for my patients. So I'm very grateful.
Congratulations, Dr. Chung, for receiving the Spirit of Hope Award from the Magnolia Council.
Thank you so much, Nancy. I was very honored when I got the phone call, and I'm honored now to be a part of this wonderful organization. Funds that you're raising for researchers is incredible. What you're doing for patients is really a wonderful thing. So I feel very, very grateful to be a part of this.
I want to congratulate all of our honorees and express our most sincere gratitude to all of you who have joined us today and contributed. Since we're all feeling particularly grateful today, please take a moment to click the donate button on this page to keep the amazing work of Tower Cancer Research Foundation going. We leave you with this thought from professor and 5-time New York Times bestselling author Brené Brown, who said, "I don't have to chase extraordinary moments to find happiness. It's right in front of me if I'm paying attention and practicing gratitude." Thank you, and we'll see you in person next year.